Chapter 5. The Defining Silhouette. The epic search for Scarlett O'Hara and Vivien Leigh's unlikely triumph. The year was 1936. Margaret Mitchell's sweeping historical romance, Gone with the Wind, had exploded onto the literary scene, captivating readers with its compelling narrative of love, loss, and resilience amidst the tumultuous backdrop of the American Civil War. Chief among its allure was Scarlett O'Hara, a woman of bewildering contradictions, beautiful and manipulative, fiercely independent and utterly vulnerable. Hollywood, never one to miss a cultural phenomenon, immediately recognized its cinematic potential, sparking a nationwide obsession fueled by a single burning question: who could possibly embody the indomitable Scarlett? David O. Selznick, the ambitious and meticulous independent producer who secured the film rights, embarked on what would become one of the most legendary and agonizing casting searches in Hollywood history. The search for Scarlett O'Hara wasn't just about finding an actress. It was about capturing the very essence of the South, the complexities of a nation torn apart, and the embodiment of a woman who represented survival against all odds. The search began with an open call, a nationwide cattle call that drew thousands of aspiring actresses to audition. Selznick was inundated with headshots, screen tests, and pleas from hopefuls across the country. From seasoned Broadway performers to small-town hopefuls, every actress with even a flicker of resemblance to Mitchell's description of Scarlett lined up for a chance at cinematic immortality. Early contenders included established stars like Bette Davis, Miriam Hopkins, and Katharine Hepburn. Davis, known for her fiery intensity, was a popular choice among the public, and even Mitchell herself, who reportedly envisioned her in the role. However, Davis was already under contract with Warner Brothers, and studio head Jack Warner refused to loan her out, fearing Selznick's independent production wouldn't be a success. Hopkins, a Southern belle herself, possessed the charm and sophistication that many associated with Scarlett. Hepburn, a formidable talent known for her aristocratic demeanor, saw the challenge as an opportunity to prove her versatility. However, Selznick wasn't convinced. Davis, while possessing the right fire, lacked the delicate beauty he envisioned for Scarlett. Hopkins seemed too mature, her sophistication eclipsing the youthful impulsiveness that was crucial to the character. Hepburn, despite her acting prowess, presented an image that was too angular and less conventionally feminine than the image Selznick wanted to project. He needed someone who could be both vulnerable and manipulative, charmingly innocent and ruthlessly ambitious. He needed someone who could convincingly portray a Southern belle who was just as comfortable flirting at a ball as she was managing a plantation. The pressure mounted. As production schedules loomed, the search grew increasingly desperate. Newsreels documented the relentless pursuit, feeding the public's insatiable curiosity. Actresses who hadn't even considered themselves Scarlett material suddenly found themselves swept up in the frenzy. Some were chosen for screen tests solely based on their resemblance to the fictional character. The production team scoured beauty pageants, local theaters, and even department stores, hoping to unearth the elusive Scarlett. The search consumed Selznick, which dominated his days and haunted his nights. He became obsessed with finding the perfect face, the perfect accent, the perfect embodiment of Mitchell's iconic character. The list of actresses who underwent screen tests reads like a who's who of 1930s Hollywood. Paulette Goddard, a rising star and rumored to be romantically involved with Charlie Chaplin, emerged as a frontrunner. Goddard possessed the dark hair and vibrant energy that Selznick was looking for. She underwent extensive screen tests, and many within the production believed she had secured the part. However, rumors of Goddard's unconventional personal life, particularly questions surrounding her marital status with Chaplin, raised concerns. Selznick, sensitive to the conservative social climate and the expected morality of his leading lady, hesitated. Jean Arthur, another talented actress, also gave a compelling reading of Scarlett. She possessed a unique blend of strength and vulnerability, but Selznick worried that her persona was too inherently sympathetic, lacking the necessary ruthlessness required to fully capture Scarlett's complexity. Lana Turner, a young and stunningly beautiful actress, was considered, but ultimately deemed too inexperienced. As the casting process dragged on, the costuming and set design moved forward. The burning of Atlantis scene, a pivotal and visually spectacular sequence in the film, was scheduled to be shot regardless of the Scarlett casting. Selznick knew he needed to make a decision, and soon. Then, fate intervened that on the night of the Atlanta fire rehearsal, Selznick's brother Myron, a talent agent, brought along his client, a relatively unknown British actress named Vivien Leigh, to the set. Leigh, at the time, was in Hollywood accompanying her lover, Laurence Olivier, who was filming Wuthering Heights. As Selznick stood watching the flames engulf the backlit, a striking figure emerged from the shadows. Olivier introduced him to Vivien Leigh. With her almond-shaped eyes, porcelain skin, and captivating intensity, Leigh instantly impressed Selznick. He later famously recounted feeling as though he had suddenly been struck by lightning. Despite being a relatively unknown foreigner with limited experience in American cinema, Leigh possessed an undeniable charisma and a depth of emotion that resonated with Selznick. She had read Gone with the Wind and was completely captivated by Scarlett, feeling an almost spiritual connection to the character. However, the casting decision wasn't immediate. Selznick was still wary of casting a British actress in such an iconic American role. He ordered further screen tests, pitting Leigh against other contenders. In these tests, Leigh's talent shone through. She flawlessly captured Scarlett's Southern accent, learned meticulously through rigorous coaching, her coquettish charm, and her underlying tenacity. Finally, after 2 years of agonizing searching, David O. Selznick made his momentous decision. On December 22nd, 1938, the world learned that Vivien Leigh would be Scarlett O'Hara. The announcement was met with mixed reactions. Some praised Selznick's bold choice, recognizing Leigh's extraordinary talent. Others questioned the casting of a British actress in such a quintessentially American role. Doubts lingered, but Leigh was determined to silence her critics. She immersed herself in the world of Scarlett O'Hara, studying Southern history, refining her accent, and delving into the complexities of the character. She worked tirelessly with director Victor Fleming, who replaced George Cukor during a turbulent period of production, to bring Scarlett to life. The rest, as they say, is history. Gone with the Wind became a cinematic masterpiece, winning 10 Academy Awards and solidifying Vivien Leigh's place as an icon of the silver screen. Her portrayal of Scarlett O'Hara was nothing short of transformative. She captured the character's beauty, her ruthlessness, her vulnerability, and her unwavering will to survive. Leigh didn't just play Scarlett, she embodied her. The arduous search for Scarlett O'Hara ultimately led to an unlikely triumph. Vivien Leigh, a relatively unknown British actress, proved that talent and dedication could transcend nationality and preconceived notions. Her journey to becoming Scarlett O'Hara is a testament to the power of perseverance, the importance of believing in oneself, and the enduring magic of cinema. The defining silhouette of Scarlett O'Hara, forever etched in the annals of film history, belongs to the woman who dared to chase the dream, even when the odds were stacked against her. Vivien Leigh didn't just win the role. She earned it, becoming not just an actress playing a character, but the very embodiment of Scarlett O'Hara, a symbol of enduring strength and resilience in the face of adversity.